Hello everyone, and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading the Xiao's listener by me. So let's get into it. You would not call yourself the closest person to Xiao, though the two of you have been romantically in a relationship of sorts. But he's not that used to it, and neither were you if you were to be honest. It was just 2 weeks into your serious relationship, but even then, he had other people he valued. Chun-Li, Ganyu, Hu Tao, who was like a little sister to him sometimes, though he knew he hated to admit that. He had many people who looked out for him, who loved him, and whom he loved as well. So you weren't the only person in his life, and that was something you were glad about. Because as much as you loved him, you didn't want to have that responsibility of being the sheer reason that he lives. That felt a little bit too cruel, to be the only person that he loved, and your well-being being the only thing that kept him alive. Regardless, you had always underestimated your importance to him, and you would only come to know that later on, once he truly shows you how important you can be. It was all during Lantern Rite. After all, things were rather crowded and a little bit looser than usual, though the guards did their best to keep everyone in line. Some little accidents were bound to happen, and bigger ones, well, they were always a threat. And Xiao, he tried his best to watch out, but it was his first time trying to enjoy Lanterite, trying to see the human wonders. Many times he would come and look at them and declare them something so sentimental, so fragile, and though he never really appreciated that much, he knew it was worthy of respect. It wasn't just something he could care about back then, with the way he lived, and though he almost felt like there was no reason to keep going. Things were rather cruel to him, and they were always just starting to get better. And right then, he was only discovering a chance to be able to appreciate many things and feel the joy in doing so. Not just appreciation and respect and all those kinds of feelings, but happier ones, more personal ones, though it took him a long time to admit that he felt them and to be able to be in sync with those emotions. But his happiness, as most of the time, it had to be cut short that day. He was wandering around, trying to get a secluded view of the place, far away. He wanted to be able to enjoy it in a new sense. He had always enjoyed it in the middle of a city. And as much as you like to admit that you loved everyone there, you also knew that you just wanted to be able to spend it somewhere where only you could appreciate the view. Somewhere special, a memory that only you would have, a view that would be special to you and you alone. A part of you wished that Xiao would have agreed to come with you here, but he told you that he just wanted to be able to be in a strategic place, just in case anything goes wrong. And you knew he was right about that, so you couldn't really discuss the matter with him further. Knowing it would be better, and you couldn't risk the well-being of some leeway folk just because you wanted some selfishness and some time with him. But a little bit later, you regret not asking him and insisting that he comes, because then the view was no longer as you were approached by a group of treasure hoarders, looking at you, eyeing whether you had any money or anything for them to steal. Or perhaps just to steal you altogether then. Maybe hold your ransom. You would never know. It had only went terribly from then. Because that's when Xiao heard you call out his name. And at a moment's notice he was by your side, fighting all of them and ending them in seconds. He held you in his arms. looking at the blood dripping down from your arm. Thankfully, it was not the worst, and there didn't seem to be any major injuries, so you didn't wait that long to call him. But still, his heart was beating louder than it should have, almost just stepping right out of his chest at this point. He was worried, terrified. He had come close to losing you, and he was only a couple moments away from it. And that's why he held you in his arms so tightly, stroking your hair. You're alright, Ryan. I got you. You're safe. He murmured gently over and over like a mantra, and he nodded into his shirt, holding him tightly, trembling as you were just trying to process what happened. It was still scary, shocking too, but you were more than relieved that you were alright, that you were safe, and Xiao was right here by you. So nothing could possibly go wrong. Not when he was protecting you like this. And as he held you, you could feel him trembling as well. Perhaps this thing had not only scared you, but the both of you, in ways you wouldn't imagine, and probably wouldn't have until today. I'm sorry, Xiao. I had no idea things would go so wrong. I thought I would just be able to enjoy the view from here. And I know the guards have been careful, but I guess I was careless. I should have just stayed in Leo Harbor. And he shook his head, stroking your hair gently, watching over you, and looking around the area just to make sure that no one else was around. It's alright, Ryan. None of it was your fault. So don't go blaming yourself like that. He let out a sigh of exhaustion and relief, holding you even closer. I'm just glad I got here in time. And next time, you call out my name sooner. At the first sight of danger, you call out my name. Not when you get injured. What if it could have gone worse? It wouldn't have. I'm sure of it. You argued. But Xiao shook his head instantly. Even if you're not sure you're about to be hurt, you call me, and I will be here. Got it? And with the way he was looking at you so stubbornly, you couldn't exactly just say no to him. So you nodded, and he looked relieved, letting out a soft sigh. And for the rest of that entire night, Xiao refused to let go of you, cherishing you like he never had. And maybe he had some realizations too. And surely next year, he would spend land to right by her side, not wanting a repeat of this again.